In the quaint town of Maplewood, whispers filled the air about a card player who seemed to have a touch of magic. He was known simply as the Phantom, a name that sparked curiosity and awe among the townsfolk. With his dark cloak and wide-brimmed hat, he always appeared just as the sun began to set, casting a shadow over the tavern where he played. The Phantom never spoke much, allowing his cards to do the talking instead. His hands moved with an elegance that mesmerized everyone who watched, shuffling and dealing like a seasoned magician. Rumor had it that he could read minds or perhaps even see into the future, which fueled more tales about his unbeatable streak. Some said he had made a deal with a mysterious spirit, while others believed he was simply a genius at strategy. As word spread, players from neighboring towns began to visit Maplewood, eager for a chance to challenge him. But none ever succeeded. Each game ended with the Phantom's calm smile and the sound of coins clinking in his pocket. While some felt fear at his talents, others were drawn to him, hoping to uncover the secret behind his success. The mysterious card player became more than just a skilled gambler. He turned into a legend that would capture the imaginations of many for years to come. One chilly evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, young Timmy wandered into the local tavern, drawn by the laughter and chatter inside. He had heard stories about the mysterious card player, but nothing could prepare him for what he was about to see. The tavern was dimly lit, but a warm glow surrounded a table in the corner where the Phantom sat, his dark cloak draping around him like shadows coming to life. Timmy's eyes widened as he watched the Phantom shuffle his cards with unmatched grace. Each movement seemed magical, almost as if the cards danced in his hands. The crowd around the table gasped and murmured as the game unfolded, their faces filled with anticipation. Timmy found himself inching closer, captivated by the skill displayed before him. When a challenger sat opposite the Phantom, Timmy held his breath. The tension in the air was electric as cards were dealt. Even from a distance, Timmy could sense that something extraordinary was happening. With every hand played, the Phantom remained calm and collected, occasionally flashing a knowing smile that sent shivers down Timmy's spine. As the game progressed, it became clear. This wasn't just a match of cards. It was an experience unlike any other. Timmy felt a mix of excitement and awe. In that moment, he knew he wanted to learn everything there was about this mysterious card player and perhaps one day challenge him himself. As the days turned into weeks, tales about the Phantom's unbeatable streak spread like wildfire through Maplewood. Children whispered stories on the playground, while shopkeepers exchanged rumors over their counters. Each account seemed to grow more fantastic than the last, with some saying the Phantom could even make cards appear out of thin air. Soon, people from nearby towns began to flock to Maplewood, eager to witness the legendary player. Curious onlookers gathered at the tavern every night, filling it with energy and excitement. They would talk animatedly about their own experiences and strategies, hoping to challenge the Phantom and become the first to defeat him. Among them was Jack, a bold player who believed he had what it took to win. He practiced tirelessly, honing his skills in secret, convinced that he could outsmart the mysterious figure. As challengers came and went, none could break the Phantom's winning streak. With each victory, his reputation only grew stronger, and the tavern became a hub of anticipation. People began to place bets not only on the games but also on when someone might finally take down the legendary card player. Timmy watched all of this unfold with wide eyes, filled with determination. He realized that if he wanted to learn from the Phantom and perhaps challenge him one day, he would have to understand what made this card player so extraordinary. The legend was indeed growing, and Timmy felt inspired to be a part of it. Jack was known throughout Maplewood as a confident and skilled card player. He had heard the whispers about the Phantom's incredible winning streak and felt a burning desire to challenge him. Unlike many others, Jack believed he could outsmart the mysterious player and put an end to his legend. With each tale he heard, his determination only grew stronger. One evening, after watching the Phantom mesmerize yet another room full of spectators, Jack made up his mind. He approached the tavern with a mixture of excitement and nerves, ready to confront the challenge that awaited him. As he stepped inside, the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. Townsfolk crowded around tables, betting on whether Jack could be the one to defeat the Phantom. Jack's heart raced as he made his way to the corner table where the Phantom sat. The mysterious player looked up, his eyes hidden beneath the brim of his hat, and nodded at Jack with an enigmatic smile. It was a moment of silent understanding. A game was about to unfold. As Jack took his seat across from the Phantom, he felt the weight of everyone's gaze upon him. This was not just a game. It was a chance to prove himself and make history. With every card shuffled and dealt, Jack knew he had to keep his wits about him if he hoped to break the Phantom's unbeaten streak. As the tavern filled with townsfolk, a sense of excitement and tension hung in the air. The chatter faded into whispers as Jack and the Phantom took their seats at the center table. All eyes focused on the two players. The dim light from hanging lanterns flickered, casting shadows that danced around the room, enhancing the atmosphere of mystery and anticipation. Timmy stood at the edge of the crowd, his heart racing as he tried to catch every detail of the showdown. He could feel the energy of the spectators, some biting their nails, others leaning forward eagerly. Conversations about strategies filled the air, with friends making bets on who would win. It felt like a grand event, one that would go down in Maplewood's history. Jack's palms were sweaty as he shuffled his cards, but he maintained a confident expression. Across from him, the Phantom sat still and composed, his face obscured by the brim of his hat, creating an air of intrigue. The moment felt monumental, as if time had stopped just for this game. With a nod from the Phantom, the game began. Cards were dealt with precision, and the sound of shuffling echoed through the hush that fell over the crowd. Every move was scrutinized as players engaged in a silent battle of wits. Jack knew he had to think quickly and stay sharp. He was determined to prove himself against this legendary opponent. As the game progressed, it became clear that the Phantom was not just a player. He was a master strategist. With each card dealt, he displayed an uncanny ability to remain calm and collected, reading Jack's expressions and body language as if they were open books. Timmy watched closely, trying to understand the techniques that made the Phantom so formidable. The Phantom employed subtle tactics that kept Jack guessing. He would play seemingly weak hands, luring Jack into a false sense of security. When Jack would raise his wagers, thinking he had the upper hand, the Phantom would counter with an unexpected play, showcasing his superior understanding of probability and risk. His eyes sparkled with confidence as he maintained an enigmatic smile, never revealing too much about his own hand. At one point, the Phantom strategically discarded cards in a way that suggested he was bluffing. This caused Jack to hesitate. Should he call the bluff or fold? The crowd held its breath as they sensed the tension rising. Timing his moves perfectly, the Phantom would take long pauses before making decisions, allowing suspense to build around the table. With each round won by the Phantom, it became increasingly difficult for Jack to maintain his composure. It was evident that this game was more than just luck. It was a battle of wits where every gesture and glance played a crucial role in determining the winner. Timmy felt inspired by how skillful and calm the Phantom remained under pressure, knowing he had much to learn from this legendary card player. As the game continued, moments arose that ignited hope among Jack and the gathered spectators. During one tense round, Jack laid down a strong hand, hoping it would be enough to secure a win. The crowd leaned in closer, their excitement palpable as they whispered strategies and predictions. It was in that instant that they felt the tide might finally turn in Jack's favor. The Phantom, however, maintained his enigmatic calm, showing no sign of concern. He glanced at his cards with apparent nonchalance before slowly revealing a seemingly weak hand. Gasps erupted from the crowd as they realized Jack had a better chance than ever to claim victory. Just as he began to notice their encouragement and support, doubt crept in. Was he really going to win? With boldness swelling within him, Jack raised his bet, presenting his cards to the table with a flourish. The tension thickened as the Phantom paused for what felt like an eternity. Finally, he turned over his remaining cards. The table fell silent as everyone awaited the outcome. In a stunning twist, the Phantom revealed a hidden combination that beat Jack's hand. A hushed awe swept through the tavern. It was an unexpected setback for Jack that sent waves of excitement, but also disappointment rippling through the audience. They could see Jack struggle to regain composure in the face of this latest defeat. A classic moment in this legendary contest that only deepened their fascination with the match unfolding before them. As the game approached its climax, both Jack and the Phantom sat silently at the table, their expressions unreadable as they clutched their cards close to their chests. The tavern was steeped in a hush, with every spectator holding their breath, eyes fixed on the players, sensing that this last hand would determine everything. The flickering lanterns cast long shadows across the table, heightening the sense of anticipation in the air. Timmy could feel his heart racing. He leaned forward eagerly, hoping for a glimpse of what could happen next. Jack took a slow, deep breath, reminding himself to focus despite the rising pressure. He was determined not to let his nerves get the best of him this time. With careful precision, Jack laid down his final cards, revealing a hand he believed could turn the tide. The crowd gasped as they whispered among themselves, excitedly debating if this was enough to finally dethrone the Phantom. Meanwhile, the Phantom remained still, his face shrouded in mystery beneath his hat. He took an unsettlingly long moment to respond. Finally, he revealed his own cards with a slow flourish. Gasps rippled through the crowd again as they processed what they saw. Each player had a strong hand. The tension reached a fever pitch as spectators realized that this final decision would be the culmination of all their hopes and dreams for Jack's victory. Who would ultimately triumph in this exhilarating match of skill and strategy? Every eye was glued to the table as time seemed to slow. As the air crackled with anticipation from the crowd, the Phantom slowly turned his gaze toward Jack after revealing his final hand. With a calm yet commanding voice that resonated through the tavern, he began to speak, breaking the tension that had enveloped the room. "You played well, Jack," he said. "But your journey here goes beyond just cards." The spectators leaned in closer, their curiosity piqued. The Phantom continued, "I have not only honed my skills through practice. I carry the wisdom of many players who came before you." With that declaration, he revealed a small, weathered book from under his cloak, its cover adorned with intricate designs. A book of strategies passed down through generations. The crowd gasped as they recognized the significance of the object. It wasn't magic or supernatural abilities that explained the Phantom's success. It was deep knowledge and understanding of the game. He further explained that every loss he witnessed shaped his tactics and strategies, allowing him to adapt and improve continually. In that moment, the aura surrounding the Phantom shifted. He was no longer just an unbeatable player but a wise mentor sharing his insights with Jack and the townsfolk. Timmy felt a surge of inspiration as he realized that becoming great at anything required learning from others and embracing failures. The atmosphere was charged with newfound respect for the Phantom, not just as a skilled player but as a guardian of card-playing wisdom in Maplewood. As the crowd began to disperse, Timmy stood quietly in the tavern, reflecting on the extraordinary event he had just witnessed. The match between Jack and the Phantom was more than just a game of cards. It was a rich lesson in humility and respect. Timmy realized that true skill didn't come from simply winning. It was about understanding the game and learning from others. He had always aspired to be a great player, but now he understood that greatness involved embracing not only victories but also failures. Watching Jack, who had fought valiantly yet lost, reminded him that competition could be fierce but should always be approached with grace and respect for one's opponent. The look on Jack's face as the Phantom shared his wisdom resonated deeply with Timmy. Timmy felt inspired by the Phantom's teachings. The old card player had transformed from a mere legend into a mentor, imparting valuable knowledge to anyone willing to learn. He recognized that everyone has a story, including his own journey as a budding card player. With renewed determination, Timmy resolved to practice diligently while respecting those who came before him. He envisioned a future where he might challenge the Phantom or share in the camaraderie of friendly games. Instead of focusing solely on winning, he would prioritize learning and personal growth, understanding that the essence of fair play was far greater than any single match could show. The legend of the Phantom continued to thrive long after that memorable night in the tavern. Stories of his unmatched skill and wisdom spread beyond Maplewood, inspiring aspiring card players from neighboring towns to visit and learn about the mysterious player who transformed an ordinary game into an extraordinary experience. Young players took to heart the lessons shared that evening, especially the importance of humility, respect, and continuous improvement. Timmy became a regular at the tavern, eagerly absorbing every strategy and tidbit shared by the Phantom and other seasoned players. He practiced diligently, understanding that every loss brought him closer to mastery. His passion fueled a new generation of card enthusiasts, each hoping to challenge the Phantom one day. As time passed, the Phantom's narrative became etched into Maplewood's history, woven into community gatherings, festivals, and even local lore. People reminisced about the legendary matches and how they had changed not just their game but also how they viewed competition itself. Even those who never played cards felt inspired by the Phantom story. It was a tale about growth through adversity. Schools began to teach stories of sportsmanship alongside academics, recognizing that real victories come from understanding and learning from one another. In this way, the Phantom's legacy endured. He was not only remembered as an unbeatable player, but also as a guiding light for all who dared to dream big in their pursuits.